What if the key to massive success in sales isn't some big fancy terminology or some magic bullet or some magic phrase to close every single deal, because that does not exist, but it's just repetition of the fundamentals and the basics. That's what we're going to cover today in what's called the steps to a planned conversation. My name is Devon Gall. I'm your friend and mentor in business, marketing, and sales. Before we get started though, I want you to think about like a big sporting event, like say the World Series. What are they doing before the game starts? They're practicing throwing the ball and catching the ball. They're practicing their swing in the batting cage. They're not doing crazy drills. They're not doing crazy advanced techniques. They're practicing the basics, because the basics are what it takes to get to the next level, putting the basics together and being a master of them. Let's get started. This is the steps to a planned conversation. Now there's tons of scripts out there. This is just a script that works. This is a battle-tested script. I've used this for over a decade. I've taught hundreds of people this script with tons of success. So let's get right into it. This is when you're cold pitching people. All right, you're just stopping people at random. Number one, you got to have a good, solid intro. Now the words may change a little bit in your kind of sale or whatever service or product that you're selling, but you want to follow the system, the 5 steps. So you got to have a good, clean intro. I like just saying hi, just raising my hand up high, it's a big smile, making great eye contact, talking to them like they're an old friend, just saying hi. Another great way to do an intro or an icebreaker is to tell a little joke. Be funny, be memorable. Number 2 is a hook. So you can say something like real quick, or quick question, or before you run, or if you don't mind me asking you quick, something along those lines. Are you currently using competitor A or competitor B for your whatever you're selling, whatever your product or service is? So real quick before you run, do you have blank or blank? Then you want to start qualifying them. Right? You don't want to spend time with people that aren't qualified. Maybe you can only sign up business owners, and if they don't own a business, you don't want to sit there and waste too much time with people that aren't qualified to buy your product or service. So ask them, are you currently paying over blank or blank a month or a year? Maybe it's $100, maybe it's $10,000, maybe you're selling insurance, maybe you're selling web services, whatever you're selling. Are you paying currently over $10,000 a month? Are you paying over $15,000 a year? Whatever that is. Qualify them and find out quickly. Next, you want to give them a short story. I like just introducing myself and telling them exactly who I am and what I'm doing. This way there's no fluff, there's no sales nonsense. You're not throwing confetti at them. You're not doing any kind of like tricks or anything. You're just being very straightforward, very blunt. My name's Devon. We are helping people take control of their product or service costs today. That's it. So just tell them who you are and what you are doing. A big mistake a lot of people make here is they don't believe in what they're doing. So they'll say, I am trying to help people take control of their blank cost. Don't do that. Just say, I am helping people. And then number 5 is you want to close them. I like a takeaway close, because a takeaway close, it's honest, and it also creates exclusivity, and it creates a sense of urgency. So you start a takeaway close by saying something like, well, not everyone can get it. Introduce a reason right there. You can put a little reason. Well, not everyone can get it because of X in this area. Not everyone can get it because of Y in this area. Let's see if you can get it. What's your name, your address, your business, your website, whatever kind of qualifying information you need to get into the presentation. I've trained multiple people. I've trained hundreds of people over the last decade of being in sales and marketing and working with different businesses, selling multiple products and services. And I have multiple success stories. I took a 22-year-old who was in the business for under a different manager for about 6 or 7 months that wasn't really doing anything. Now he's the manager of half the state where we're at right now. And he is the #1 manager of the entire region, right? And he's only 24 now. So he worked with me for about 2 years. I took another kid who was 18, dropped out of high school to play hockey. Now he just told me yesterday that he's going to earn $35,000 in commission this month when the check drops. I'm gonna get a picture of the W-2, cross out all of his information, and post that in one of my future videos. I have another great kid. He never did sales before. What he did was he was driving Uber Eats, and he came and started working for me. He started making 6 figures, right? Oh, and he came out of the gates hot. And all of these success stories, I have more, but all of these success stories, it all boils down to I taught them the same thing. I taught each one of them the exact same thing, robotically. And that's what this sales course down below, check out the link, that's what I taught them. That's it. It's the same thing I was taught. I just put it all together into a system where you can just follow it step by step, the same thing I've been doing, and showing other people how to go from never doing sales before, just like somebody showed me when I started in sales and marketing, I'd never done sales before. So I could be charging a lot more for this system because it works. And if you're a up and coming salesperson, you want to make more money than you're making right now, invest in yourself. If you're a sales manager and you want to run one of the best teams, that 22-year-old kid that's 24 now, that's running the #1 team, he just uses the system that I taught him. That's it. He doesn't reinvent the wheel. It's not the system that corporate taught him. I can tell you that right now, because corporate doesn't have a very good system. And I was at that company for 7-8 years, and they had a different system every single year because they had different leadership every single year. So a lot of these companies you work for, they don't really have the best training all the time. Some of these managers, they might be great people that you're working for, but they don't have the best training. They don't have the best blueprint. They don't have the best system. All right. So, and the beauty of my system is that it's simplistic. It's not all this super long, gigantic book of extra technical terms. It's all these things that make you feel like stupid. And how am I going to memorize all this gigantic book of all these crazy, like, philosophies and terms? It's simplistic. It's a lot of the stuff that we're talking about here on the channel, but I got it down into a system where you can just follow it exactly like it's been trained, and I've trained it for the last decade with great success. So check it out. The sales course is below. So to put it all together, this is what it should look like. Hi, real quick, before you run, if you don't mind me asking, do you have blank or blank right now? Are you currently paying over or under each month? Great, my name's Devon. What I do is I help people take control of that blank cost. So it's actually real easy, but the problem is out here, not everybody can do it. Let's see if you can actually get it. What's your blank? Now, 1 out of 10 times they're going to just give you the address, they're going to give you the business, whatever it is. But 9 out of 10 times they're going to throw a smoke screen. They're going to have an initial objection. So the best way to handle an initial objection is to just kind of acknowledge it, but then keep going. So to overcome that initial objection, say, oh, I totally understand, but humor me. Let's check anyways, and then ask for that qualifying information again. Humor me. Let's check anyways, what's your business? What's your first name? How does your first name appear on your title? So then you can start the presentation. The goal of the pitch or the planned conversation is to get them from person off the street to now we're deep diving, we're starting a presentation, I'm showing you what my product or service can offer. Does that make sense? Couple key tips to remember here is your C factors: smile, eye contact, enthusiasm. They need to be 5 stars across the board. All right, you need to push yourself to get those to 5 stars every single time you interact with a person. Now, this is a numbers game. Like I said, the law of averages. You're going to talk to 100 people. 90 of them are going to say, I'm busy, or I got stuff to do. I'm not here for that, or I'll come back later. You seem like a nice guy, or you're going to be here this weekend, that kind of thing. You can't lose your attitude. You can't lose your smile. You can't lose your eye contact. You can't lose your enthusiasm. You got to talk to every single person like it's the very first person you're talking to. Because what's going to happen is you're going to pitch 47 people in a row, they're all gonna say, no, I'm busy. And then number 48, if you haven't lost your attitude, they're ready. They've actually been thinking about it already on the drive over. They were already thinking about, wow, my current product or service is, I'm paying way too much. I've been with them for a long time. I'm not really getting much. I haven't got any upgrades for the last 7 years I've been with them. I need to check this out. I was actually gonna go online and check this out anyways. But if you had lost your attitude, you lost your smile, your excitement, and your eye contact at number 48, that person would have just breezed right on by you because you just took 47 no's and you took it personally. That's the steps to a planned conversation. Appreciate y'all. Have a wonderful rest of your day.